Man, I really love my family, Like, not just for who they are, but for how they shaped every part of who I've become over time. I'm grateful for my cousins for the memories we've built together that still make me smile when I think about them. There were so many times when we'd go outside. My grandfather had like 9 acres of property, and we would ride on like, like dirt bikes and stuff like that, and the four wheelers and the go karts, and it was generally just a really good time, and we had tons of good memories together. Growing up with my cousins meant never feeling alone because there was always someone there to laugh with or lean on. And I remember so many mornings they would come to like when I was sleeping, they would come over to the couch where I was laying, and they'd be like, "Come on, let's go to the trampoline," and be like, "Okay, let's go to the trampoline," or they'd be like, "Come on, let's go freaking ride our go karts or our four wheelers," and it was just really awesome, and just having them, they were my best little buddies. And I love my family for the way they turned ordinary moments into memories that feel bigger than they were. With family, everything's better, and those memories are going to stay with you forever. My brother's existence alone meant more to me than I probably say out loud because he's been a part of my story from the very beginning. And there's something special about having a brother who understands parts of your life that no one else ever could. And I'm thankful for all the moments with my brother, even the small ones that didn't seem important at the time, but they mean everything now. And my family taught me that love doesn't always have to be spoken. It shows up in actions, in time spent, and in being there. Um, and I love knowing that my musical ability came from my parents. Like a piece of them lives on through what I create. But yeah, I do have a lot of music on this channel. If you look at the songs playlist, I've got over like 45 songs or 45 videos in that playlist. And, you can kind of see, like, the production's not great or anything like that, but I'm really proud of it. And it really, showcases my ability to create music. And, there's a little something for everyone. But every time I hear music or make something of my own, I'm reminded that it started with them. My parents didn't just give me life, they gave me gifts that I'll carry with me forever. And music feels more meaningful knowing it connects me back to my family and where I came from. I did a little memory of like when I first discovered I was able to sing like decently. I was singing "Under the Bridge" by Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was down in the woods with my brother at my grandfather's house in PA, and I started singing. He's like, "Oh my God, you sound like a different person." And I was like, "Dude, really?" And he was like, "Yeah." And it just made me realize, like, oh my God, I can actually sing. And that came from my mom and my dad because they both sing. And, I love my dad's sense of humor, the way his jokes could lighten the mood no matter what was going on. He always used, humor, and he was quite the funny person. He was quite the alien. I think he was an alien. There is a memory I did of where I thought he was an alien because he wore an alien mask and came to my window, and I just thought that was funny. But I made a video about that. But even when his jokes were cheesy or unexpected, they always brought a smile or a laugh when it was needed most. My dad showed me that laughter can be one of the strongest ways to bring people together. And I carry that humor with me, realizing how much of him lives on in the way I joke and, even in the way I laugh. My family has been my greatest teacher, showing me lessons that no book ever could. And they taught me, like, even in the crazy moments when, like, things would become tense or something like that, they taught me how to de escalate situations and try to kind of be the mediator, you know? And I've learned patience, I've learned kindness, I've learned resilience and strength just by being around them and watching how they live. And I love my family for the way they've guided me without always needing to say it directly. Every conversation, every moment, every shared experience that we've ever had, like, it has added something to who I am today. Like, when we go through things and we have interactions with people and stuff like that, it really teaches us, how to be a person, and you kind of become who you hang around. So when you're around your family, you're going to learn a lot of things from them, and that's just a part of the process. My cousins taught me how to enjoy life and to not take every moment too seriously. I think a lot of time, we'll be taking life way too seriously, and it's like it's not something to always be taken seriously like that because it's too short and there's so much suffering and stuff like that that people are going to have to go through. And if you take it seriously every day, you're going to look back and be like, dang, I should have joked around more. I should have had more of a sense of humor about life and all the situations I went through. And it's really good to hold on to that. And My brother taught me loyalty no matter what it means. Or my brother taught me loyalty and what it means to stand by someone no matter what. And my parents taught me creativity, they taught me discipline, and how to turn passion into something real. You know, my dad taught me that even in hard times, there's still room for laughter. And I love my family because they've helped me become a better person without even realizing it. And, you know, they shaped my values in ways that I'm still discovering as I grow older. And I'm grateful for the way my family believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. Like, when I released my song Fangs, a couple family members were like, dude, this is going to go far. And they would, you know, leave comments that really inspired me and made me feel better. And I was like, oh my God, I actually have talent. And people actually believe in me. And when people believe in you, especially when it's your family, it makes it so much easier to go for the gold. And it makes it so much easier to continue creating because you have people that actually believe in you. My family gave me a foundation that I can always come back to, you know, like no matter where life takes me. And I love knowing that no matter how much time passes, those connections will always be there. The older I get, the more I realize how important those family moments really were. And when you look back at like the end of the day, you know, when life's nearing its end, you know, those moments are going to be what matters. The moments that we had with our family, the moments we had with our friends, and you know, you'll carry those with you into the next life, and they'll bring you a sense of peace. I carry pieces of each of them with me in everything I do. You know, because they are me. We are made up of the same DNA. And, you know, my family showed me that love is built through time, it's built through patience, and it's built through shared experiences. I'm thankful for the laughter, the lessons, and even the struggles we went through together because when we went through those things together, you know, we came out stronger on the other end of that, and we became better people, and we became closer through all the trials and tribulations that we had to face. And, you know, my cousins reminded me of where I started and like the simple joy of just being together. And my brother, he reminds me that I never had to face life completely alone. And my parents reminded me that they reminded me of the things that I'm capable of. And they reminded me that those things didn't come from nowhere, you know, they were passed down. And I love how my family's influence shows up in ways I don't always notice until I stop and think about it. There's a lot of times where I'll look back and be like, oh my God, you know, that came from my dad, or that came from my mom, or that came from a joke that me and my cousins had, you know? But every joke, every song, every lesson is a reminder of them, you know? And we are one and the same, you know? And it's really nice to have that connection with my family. I was actually live streaming the other day. Me and my dad hadn't talked that much, but I was live streaming the other day on Facebook, and he actually joined my live stream, and I got to share some memories with him, and I just thought that was really cool. But I'm proud of the person I'm becoming because I know it's rooted in everything they've given me. Um, and yeah, just family is so important. You really need to take the time to make the most of that, you know, make the most of your family. That's pretty much all I've got for this one. But I do appreciate you guys, and I hope this video helped you maybe reconnect with your family. And try to be, you know, try to fix things where they need fixing, you know, so that you can have a stable foundation for your life. I do understand sometimes people don't have the best family situations, but maybe there's something you can do to make it better, you know? Just think about that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.